Oop. Oh, I didn't put it. That would have been that. Then tell people if you. So we tell people here in the 10th. Here in the 10th. Helps with chat in front of me. Gracious. I do have the right title up, right? I'm not. Okay, I do. Thoroughly know I hadn't. Alright. Hello. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and we're doing another episode of Halanak Station, a Star Trek Adventures TTRPG tale. And today's episode, we focus upon we continue the mission of the Da Vinci, investigating the strange signals that they've seen far away, but also we're going to check in on a certain harmonizer to see how his investigations have gone thus far. It is a 3-threat game, highlighting the fact that we are the Da Vinci is currently surrounded by multiple Katinga-class ships. And I will look to the log of Centurion Ryloff, who is currently on his who is on the shuttle Mona Lisa. And you, as I recall, you had just picked up the people from the First Light.
We were just sitting about picking them up, yes. Let me go. What is it? Executive Officer's Log, Stardate 60544. Our arrival in the system of suspected events was itself uneventful. Though upon our arrival, we were politely informed by the Lieutenant Captain of the Stars of a distress call that had been put out in the region. This was by a civilian ship, the SS Last Light, whose crew appears to be Trill. Our first attempt at beaming down a team led to their disappearance or displacement to a different planet. One of the members appeared to have returned, though it was not really them. I do not fully understand the situation yet, and will need to look into that in more detail upon my return to the ship after our second attempt at rescuing the stranded Trill. Although these Trill do appear to be particularly on edge, and have reported that their crash was instigated by Romulan actions of some description. There's more to look into here. And log. He doesn't know about the Katingas in orbit.
And before we see what happens to the poor Da Vinci, we look upon skies and stars over Upantar. As Harmonizer Kovac took protective custody of the hyperspace being Serpentia, as well as captured a few people who were trying to kill her, including Gorvak, Graukon, and 9 other surviving... I forget the species name suddenly.
Marians.
Tamarians, yeah. Tamarians.
Yes, those fun people.
And didn't actually take her into protective custody, more like smuggling her aboard her own ship where she said she would be safe.
Yes.
And then you were having to put out a polite request to the FIS to not have people in that area. Which was just an impound lot, so that's you actually.
Yeah.
You can just tell them to not be in there.
Yeah.
It's been a few days, so Kovic's had some time to look into further affairs. You haven't heard from at most you would have been briefed that the Da Vinci has arrived at its target area and is investigating. Actually, there was a log thrown up at some point. I don't know if it's no. There's not a log yet, so you just know they're at destination. You don't know anything official yet. What's happening out there? What has Kovic been up to the last few days?
Well, as soon as I got a chance, under the excuse of searching, because my story is that Serpentia got away, so when I got a chance, I would have gone aboard her ship to supposedly search it and see what clues I could find there.
Mm-hmm.
After making sure that the various prisoners were properly secured.
When you step inside of her vessel, it is a scale 2 vessel, so it's a small craft. When you step inside, and Serpentia kind of shadowing after you, you notice that the instrumentation here, it is for a scale 2 craft, it is, in modern spaceship terms, rather claustrophobic. Well, not terms, but in style. Most Federation ships tend to have a fair amount of room due to miniaturization of various parts. This thing is bulky. There's switches everywhere. But you notice that the back half of the vessel that you're stepping through seems to be very much living space. Like, there's a cot, there's like a little kitchenette, there's a little workstation. Storage, the cargo area is like basically a wall that has netting up that's holding everything in place. But you can't really, it's very cramped. And as you progress forward into the control area, you notice that there are 3 crew stations at the front. But there's anyone who would be hiding in here. There's nowhere really to hide. It isn't even a roll, just because unless they're invisible, like shrouded, like Jem'Hadar or something, there's nowhere to go.
Or in a wall, like certain Andorians.
That's true.
That was an Orion.
Like the Edgar Allan Poe
Or are you meaning
story?
a different Andorian?
They locked themselves in a wall to hide from you.
If you wish to scan the walls, you can. The bulkheads, you can do so.
No. I'll look around and then look at Serpentia and raise an eyebrow and go, cozy.
It's not my primary vessel, she says as she taps some buttons and lets the door close. But it attracts less attention in lower tech space, like the free information sphere. My primary
Fair
ship
enough.
attracts attention, and usually is only really useful in certain scenarios, I find. It gets me from where I'm going to where I need to be.
Fair enough. So, any idea who's gunning for you and why?
Well, I've made various enemies across the galaxy, but none around here. This is the first time I've been in the free information sphere. That's kind of why I was coming here. I mean, I've heard of them. I've run into the ships before, but I never actually went to one of their worlds. And that's what has me puzzled, because I came here, I didn't even have a job coming here to Halanak Station. I just passed by here to get my ship tuned up, and then suddenly I get a job to collect debt, and then I'm being attacked. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's...
Wait. What debt are you collecting?
There was a client who was trying to collect debt for, a Ferengi who was, it was a few slips of Latinum worth, barely worth the time, but to a Ferengi, it's a paying job, and I get a cut. And that's where I get ambushed in the commander's bar, the admiral's bar now, I suppose.
Over the debt.
Well, that's just it. It wasn't that... I mean, I've been attacked for debts before. a phaser here, a club there, but never a full strike team like that. No one has. I mean, and the amount of debt I owed wouldn't afford, like, the amount of people that came after me, a Klingon with a bunch of Temerians, plus a base, like, that's too much money to spend after one person.
So, but who were you collecting for and from whom?
She gives you the name of a Ferengi that she was looking for, working for, and I'll get you that name in a moment. And she gives you the name of another individual. Species, I'm about to find out. I don't think I said what they were. I'm fairly certain, because I think you're the first person to ask. I was like, this will never come back. This will never come back up again. To be fair, there was a bunch of dead bodies and there was a bunch of dead bodies around and stuff.
Oh no, they were dead. Yeah, a lot of people were.
Somebody knows what's going on. Wish they were here.
I mean, you can bring to Laura. She's informed.
Fair. I thought about that, but I think it just to investigate, particularly since it's a small shuttle, one person is really.
Yeah,
you know.
she's probably helping you fake your paperwork right now to say that she got away. That's probably what she's doing.
She's a good girl.
Nope, no. No. I gotta check something. It was a Barzan that was collecting from, or at least that's what the contract said. She takes some time to think about the species because she wasn't terribly familiar with it herself. You know them as a Federation species that you don't run into a ton. To link back in the meta, you would have seen them in one of the... they're very rarely seen. They're seen in the big episode in TNG where they're negotiating over a wormhole and Riker's talking to some other guy. But anyway. They're a minor power is the short story to it.
Right. So what was this Barzan's name? Barzan's name.
What the? Oh no. Oh shoot. Hold on. No. 1 second. Okay, I just have to mute real quick because I accidentally turned on something. I was playing music that I don't think I have the rights for, so we're okay. Stupid thing. That's what I get for having multiple tabs open. I'm okay.
Seems we're not entertaining enough for our GM.
Entertains himself with copyrighted music.
Most people do. What are you talking about?
Weird flags.
Well, I don't feel nearly so bad about telling people on this Twitch channel that smoking makes you look cool.
No, stop. No, it does not.
I'm like a true hipster contrarian because I only entertain myself with public domain music.
You probably never heard of them.
I mean, technically, smoking makes you look cool and prevents you from getting old.
Yeah.
That is true.
In a roundabout way.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Most people who smoke heavily don't die of old age.
It's technically not misinformation.
Better to burn up than to fade away.
The Electric Metropolis does not endorse any of these opinions. just throwing that out there real quick.
Weird, since it gives us such a platform.
You truly are
Or-
the journalist who platforms the worst people alive for the clicks and then says you don't endorse us.
Man, I wish I got Joe Rogan numbers.
Yeah, he lets us on here to talk about it, but says he doesn't take big tobacco.
No, it would not be cool if you
Curious.
smoke, Arthur. Do not smoke. It is bad for you. Damn it.
But yes, to clarify, I don't smoke. I don't endorse smoking. Do not rot your lungs on my account or anyone else's.
Smiley face.
By God, author, I hope you left the word up out of that, because otherwise that's hilarious.
I'm not reading that for reasons.
Right. I mean, unless you're talking about the casting couch, I guess.
No, stop. God damn it.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna get yelled at by Twitch. That happened.
That's okay, because Twitch are bad people. No one likes them.
Yeah, it's a badge of honor, if anything.
Not if they're paying me. Well, give me a cut's a better way to put it. I don't know.
So, okay, you say he was only into the Ferengi for a couple slips?
Strips, yeah.
Strips.
Think 10s, 20s, like all
Right.
like less than $100 to equate.
That seems. I mean, Kovik's been security for a station. Does that seem like a small amount to hire somebody to go collect?
Insight security difficulty 1.
One day I'll get another arc and I'll get bold security, but it's not this day. So, make a threat for 3 dice. Investigative techniques?
I wouldn't say so, no.
Observation on the thing that I've been on this station for a while. I've been observing things. I might have seen, what people are willing to hire out
Yeah. I'd
debt
take
collectors for. Okay. Okay. Gain 1.
that. 1. For Ferengi, any debt is worth collecting. But they would give us, as long as someone's willing to take the small cut, because usually debt collection would have the debt collector take a cut of the debt.
Right.
So the trick isn't a Ferengi who's willing to collect on it; it's finding a debt collector who's willing to take such a small pay. So it is unusual, but not unheard of. Ferengi, most stores wouldn't bother with it; they would just throw it at. They would just go. They'll lodge it with some.
Right.
With the business, the appropriate committee in the Federation Bureau to do it, or in the Free Information Sphere, station operations would handle it, that sort of thing. Like it's so minor, it's not worth hiring someone to go out of their way. But a Ferengi would do that.
So I look at her and I say, okay, so why were you willing to take a pittance to track down to collect a debt?
Give me present security difficulty of 2. She seems a little evasive about her answer. She kind of
Hang on just a second. I got a sick cat here.
Oh, thanks, cat. You're covering for. Poor cat, though.
That cat knows why it's sick. I doubt it was innocent.
Probably a fat cat.
Wow.
Getting wealthy off the labor of others.
I had something more like chocolate in mind, but sure. It's a dang capitalist cat, is what it is.
A fat cat, if you will.
God, this episode is so. This is what happens when Frolic isn't here. We just crash and burn.
What do you mean? Throlic would be joining in if they were here.
There we go.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I think we can sum up all of the main points here by, do crime and drugs.
No, don't.
No,
Stop.
please don't. Okay, you can do them if you want. Just don't do them on my account. And when you
Or-
go to trial, don't say I inspired you.
I'll clarify for legal reasons, do crime and drugs, but not in Canada or any place subject to the jurisdiction of Canada.
Yeah, don't do it in any Canadian Arctic research bases either,
Or Canadian embassy.
Yeah, or any Canadian flagged vessels, or if they ever get a moon base up, don't do anything there either.
Wait, how do you know about the moon base?
Oh no, that's moon law.
Yeah, Earth law doesn't apply on the moon.
Yes. Funny fact, did you know there's no random generators for Barzans? So I figured the name out. But yes, present security difficulty 2, as Serpentia is being a little evasive. She seems not terribly forthcoming with that information.
Okay. Yeah. Not sure what is wrong with the cat, but cleaned up. She seems to have stopped. So, okay. Present security difficulty 2 or inside security? Presence security.
Better of the two. Yeah, there's two different ways you can come at it. You're right.
Okay, I'll use insight. Perhaps interview techniques?
Yeah.
Okay. I will spend that momentum for a third die. Actually, I might actually be able to get this to fire. Ooh, campaign fatigue. Whenever the character attempts a task to resist being deceived, they add a bonus D20 to their dice pool.
Oh, yep. I'll have to buy that
Okay.
die with a single. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's it.
That's my ocean nonsense.
Yeah. There we go.
Generate 1 by the look of it.
Yep.
What she says to you is, after some hesitation, well, the Spacer has to take what paying jobs they can, get their reputation, however small, in a new port. When you kind of look around in the room, you're you're listening to her as she's talking, and you have been for the last while, but you also had that investigator's wandering eye. You're kind of pacing around, looking at things, picking up things that don't seem particularly important, and if they say something, you'll put it down, You're just making conversation. But you notice the room has this is a well-prepared small craft meant for long hauls. You get the feeling Serpentia didn't need to stop here. And frankly, some of the stuff in her ship is worth more than what she was being paid. She did not need this job at all. So what she's saying is she is lying to you.
Okay. Would you call the previous roll a task to succeed? Task to investigate a crime? That's a reach.
You're investigating the victim rather than the perpetrator.
Yeah. So, never mind then. So he kind of sighs and sits down on something to face her.
One of the 3
No,
cockpit chairs.
He kind of spreads his hands and go, "Look, I'm trying to help you and figure out who's coming after you and why. And you lying to me is just making it harder than it already is or needs to be."
I'm not convinced that my employer is the one that came after me, because I certainly don't think my employer has the political or strategic knowledge to have found out where I was and where I was going and when I would be there. Very few people knew who I was there. There were you, Lieutenant Captain of the Stars, I would presume the station commander.
Right. But that's a different problem, isn't it? That's the mole. I'm talking about who's coming after you and why. This didn't start down on the planet. This started in the bar. And as far as I was aware, nobody even really knew you were on station at that point.
Now you're going to need to give me a present security opposed. But you're trying to get her to tell you.
Okay. All right, let me throw a value or two at you. Everybody has a tell.
Yep.
Okay. And then I will give you 2 momentum and 3 threat for 5, so I can do a full deck. Interview techniques.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, no, she doesn't care. She'll care a little bit. Oh wait, no, she's a friendly. She can't spend threat. You'd have to add the threat. I don't think you guys want her to do that.
So looks like that is going to be 7 hits.
2 hits. Generate 5.
I realize she's rolled as a friendly. I might not have done all that, but there you go.
She moves to the main cockpit chair, kind of spins it around, sits down in it. You see it's a bit elevated, but she sits forward a bit. So she's not like just lording over you, but it's the chair she's comfortable in. Harmonizer.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of enemies that I have persistently are ones who look into hyperspace and hyperspace adjacent technologies. So normally, I would think the kind of people who would come after me are the sorts who don't need to hire people. So what confuses me is that I've been attacked for things like this before, but frankly, not in this way. Not without antagonizing somebody. I've only been here for a few days. I've barely gotten to know anyone. And the one person who I'm aware of who was nearby, last I heard, the Da Vinci fired a phaser cannon at it and made him very cross. But he didn't know I was here. No one else of that level of power is around here, as far as I'm aware. But I am in possession of a hyperspace object, but you're the first person on this whole station I've even told that I have it. So, with all due honesty, Harmonizer, I don't know why someone's trying to kill me this way. Other than that, someone has to know that I came here. Someone has to have recognized the object that I had. It had the means to scan for it. Yet, not so powerful that they have my level of technology.
Well, and from what you can tell from the attacks, they're trying to kill you, not capture.
Well, if they want to take the object from me, they would have to kill me, really.
Okay, fair enough. And I also note that it's nobody from the FIS, or at least that's not who's on the sharp end of this. What about this Badger character? I understand that Penn came to you for some advice. Any way he could be working out his mad on you?
No, he takes sadistic glee in personal slights, and he always does it when he has a clear advantage. If he wanted to attack me, he'd just attack me on the station or in my shuttle, or he would bombard the planet. But he's not, as much as he tries to pretend so, no one, even in hyperspace ability or technology, we're not invulnerable. Enough firepower will stun us, will hinder
Right.
a person like me. So coming to a space station like this and causing trouble, no, he'd wait till I left. And hiring people, that's beneath him. There are others who might, but again, it's mostly they know if they wanted to grab me, they'd need to do it themselves. They would need my level of technology or ability to kill me. There's very few that would capture me, but most would try to kill me. And so I don't understand why someone... It almost feels like to me, like some organization is aware that I'm here. Or has been told that I'm here. So maybe I'm being slowed down? Maybe they're hoping they got lucky? Or some minion, some henchman, decided to ignore, instead of telling their boss where I was, they decided to grab for the prize themselves.
Well, if that... Korvac was kind of the on-site leader for part of it. Wouldn't be surprising for a Klingon trying to go for the glory. So your idea is that someone knows that you have this MacGuffin, this Falcon, well, let's say, and is coming after you because of it.
That's my understanding. I mean, first they had people in fake Starfleet uniforms, then they hired a bunch of mercenaries to come after me.
Did any of your attackers ever say anything to you beyond die, scum, die, or something along those lines?
Chatter among themselves, but they knew what I looked like. They knew what my armor looked like. And they had an idea of what kind of weaponry I had, which was unfortunate when I was on the planet because I didn't have any of it. I had to improvise.
Doesn't seem to have slowed you down much.
It took me longer than I would have liked.
Well, I do appreciate the honesty.
I would appreciate if you didn't reveal to as few people as possible the artifact that I have. Or that I even have one. Simply because if that is the focus, then more people who know about it, the more I might draw additional attention.
The dingus is your business. I'm more interested in stopping murder attempts on my station in the planet below. All right. Well, you seem to feel like you'll be safe here, so I guess my best advice for you is to lay low, and if you feel you have to make some sort of emergency launch, try to do so with the least damage to the station as possible. The lockup yard isn't near too much that's terribly valuable, but still, I'll have to explain it away, and I don't have a fancy enough gift for that.
I'd almost, with your permission, I'd almost want to just leave right away from my primary ship. But the problem I have is I don't know if my shuttle leaves, how safe that ship is. I'm afraid I'm going to be attacked by the station, or one of its ships. Right now, the only people I trust are the FIS, and my understanding is this is not an FIS-controlled station.
Well, it is, but it isn't.
Nothing's ever simple out here, is it? She mutters to herself.
So, Kovic will probably need to pay opportunity cost for this. But before Kovic came aboard, could he have taken a QEC communicator and entangled it directly with his?
Entangle it with who? Sorry.
With his own, like picked up, a one that's used in the by the harmonizers or an extra one in his office, and just entangled it with his own, meaning, so he has an entangled quantum communicator to give to her that would give her pretty much direct and totally encrypted.
That'd be an opportunity. Yeah, you're right.
All right, what do I owe you for that?
Just the momentum.
Okay. So yeah, I'll hand her that. All right, this is entangled with just my communicator, so it should be as secure a communications device as there is on the station, Federation or not. Keep in touch with me. I'll do the same with you when I think it's safe for you to leave the station. I'll let you know. I'll start working on my end on whoever's subverting our safe houses and security. As soon as it's clear, or I can provide you a blind spot, I'll let you know.
Sounds like a plan. She straps the thing to her wrist and kind of taps at it with some level of familiarity, and then makes an experimental ping to make sure it does what it's supposed to do.
Yep. And not to be insulting or anything, but maybe you and your Uzi Watsits. Maybe Halanak Station's not the best place for you to hang out at least when you have a Uzi Watsits, or you're trailing enemies behind you. Just saying, once we get this cleared up, it might be best for all concerned if you make yourself a little scarce.
I've heard that more than once.
I'm shocked, I tell you, shocked.
I'll endeavor to do so, but work is where work is. But I definitely want to, the next time I come back here, I don't want to have this lodestone around my neck.
All right, well, stay chilly, sister. We'll see if we can't figure this out. And I'll head out to the station.
And with that, new scene as we cut back to this very distant star with many cut over anyway. What is this one? It is. Yep. And one. God, I lost 2 people. Oh no. So, we cut to the Da Vinci A with 4 Katinga class or D7 class ships that have appeared around it. At present, the Mona Lisa, when we come to the scene, Ryloff and Serena are aware of this now because the Da Vinci A, because you could see it on sensors that the ships have appeared. And this is probably right after Ryloff finishes log and kind of looks out and there's a bunch of new contacts on sensors. Because there are no hero characters on the Da Vinci A, that does mean that it will act.
There is one.
Have we not got? I thought we got beamed up.
Oh no, Hyper isn't. Never mind. Yeah, we were about to beam you up, but that
okay.
didn't happen yet.
So we're still on the shuttle with the Trill people taking them out?
Yes.
You had just gotten ready to lift off, and then you saw contacts.
So how far away are we from the Da Vinci proper?
Long range, approximately.
Okay.
Are the Bajorans on board yet?
Trill.
Trill. Yeah, I'm sorry. Bajorans, Trill. Nah.
Yes, the Trill are on board, yeah.
So
Are they still pointing phasers at people?
hopefully they've stopped that one.
No,
I
yeah,
believe they
yeah.
have put those away.
Yeah, they put you were able to talk them down.
So if it's just Haifa on the ship, then I guess you should probably
Haifa's
go
on the ship.
first.
I'm not even there yet.
Oh, so there's no one on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the best is that someone could get me on the ship because I can't get myself there. And if I use my action to get me there, then I can't do anything.
The problem is that Thralic did order shields up, and we're surrounded by battle cruisers, and getting you up would mean dropping shields.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get on the ship, a swift task, or not a swift task, keep the initiative, they could then put it up again on
No,
their
you
turn
can't put them up in the same. Take them down and put them up in the same round.
in the same round. Oh, okay, I thought it was related to player turn. Never mind.
At least that's my memory of Corbinian's past ruling.
Yeah, I'm gonna triple.
I don't
check.
have it sitting in front of me. That's just what I remember.
In
I'll
that
triple
case,
check.
I think one of the people who is not playing a main character should probably play an NPC who's on the bridge making decisions right now.
Which I guess would be me.
I mean, that was just my thought.
Fine.
Do you not want
Quick.
to?
Quick.
I don't have a gun pointed at you. You
No,
can't.
it's fine. I was just someone who's not playing, and I'm like, well, that would be me. Okay, so we need to take Haggard out of stasis.
So, well, hold on, Jim. Are the shields up right now, or is that something that's just been ordered but hasn't been carried out? Because we did kind of abruptly end.
They were up because I believe that
Yellow alert.
Yellow alert had been called, which means shields up. So you're a yellow alert. The Da Vinci was yellow alert before he even moved from the moon, from the planet rather.
Okay, so I mean, I could play the security officer, or any suggestions on who? I mean, is our goal to get Haifa back aboard, or just to survive long enough to maybe get Haifa back aboard?
Well, so yeah, do we want to fight a space battle? Right, I guess do we want to fight a space battle with a bunch of people who are not heroes, right? They don't have all the assets. Or do we want to take the risk that these people have no interest in negotiating, they just start firing without even hailing frequencies, right? Because if we don't think they're going to fire without hailing frequencies, like if we think that they're going to monologue at us for a second demanding something, then the risk to taking down shields for a little bit to get Haifa back is not that high. That doesn't help. It says a character may not raise and lower shields during the same round. It doesn't say that they can't be done. It just says a character.
Yeah, it just says a character.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
so unhelpful.
That's
why I was about to say
it. Two different ones.
Yeah, we would need to know your ruling on that. Because that's unhelpful.
Yeah. I would say that you would need a different character's turn to do it. The same character couldn't.
Okay.
Couldn't swift task bring him back up. It's like, no, your turn has been bringing them down. Someone else on their whole new turn would have to be the one bringing it back up again.
Okay, but that interpretation, then you just need to be someone who gets Haifa back. Because Haifa can raise the shields back.
All right, so this is going to be a beam. Do we have any engineers? Clicks not on the ship.
No, but if you open hailing frequencies to me, I can give you a 5 and a focus. I can't give you a focus. I can give you a 5.
I believe the ship was in contact with you, and they were keeping the channel open because of the jank that went through getting it open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool then.
And I'll note that the Da Vinci A is at full crew. Its crew capacity isn't spent because these 3 characters, although on the away mission, are not active. So they're just narratively in the background. They're not in front of the camera.
Which
You
3
know,
characters?
was technically being taken from station crew support.
Sarai, Tamina, and Arias.
You want Master Chief Nadoden.
Why?
Is the transporter chief.
Because he's a transporter chief. He has
also
the
lucky.
focus. He's lucky. He's the reason we are in a slightly not as worse situation. He also has steering engineer.
So, Nadoden will beam up. We'll lower the shields just long enough to beam up Haifa
To the bridge.
to the bridge.
All right. So that is control plus engineering. Difficulty is. He's in the transporter room, I presume? He's not up on the bridge himself. Okay. That brings it down. Not on a pad, not going to a pad. And then the inherent difficulty of ocean. You guys do... Oh, no, you don't have your enhancers because you cannibalize them while you're talking. So...
Oh, yeah, in the bubble. I forgot about that. Cool. Forgot completely about that.
Yeah, I'll be fine. And then... Control engineering, difficulty 5, assisted by ship's sensors plus engineering. I will say that you're beaming just Haifa?
Let's grab them all. Screw it.
Comp total of 3.
3 comp.
My suggestion to get you a little bit of power here is to probably challenge one of the directives and spin to one of the directives, because they all have to deal with cloaked vessels and like trade interdiction. So there's got to be
directives
something
somewhere I can look at them.
Yeah, they're pinned by there's a message Serana sent.
Yeah, I wrote them. So, you know, if they're bad directives, you can blame me.
So I know you can spend to probably to investigate the cloak vessels, because you need to get the team back to do that.
I guess I could challenge to protect FIS trade and exploration vessels in the area because there are none. Well, work to ensure their safety in the future.
Or I know things like General Order 1 and the Prime Directive are right. Those always count as floating directives, don't they?
They do.
So, in the same sense, because Thralic ordered the shields up, would going against Thralic's order be a challenge?
No, because the challenge would have to be that directive is why I'm failing, and I'm ignoring that to make sure I succeed. That's what's holding me back. Whereas I believe, Thralic's initial intent was to beam up everyone anyway. So I imagine if Thralic were here, they would be like, "Oh well, get the shields down, beam them up, get the shields back up."
So is there a directive, like a static Starfleet directive that focuses around?
Well, the only static one I usually
ship?
the only one I acknowledge, if it isn't just straight up listed out, is the Prime Directive.
Okay.
Because all the other ones fall before the other directives. Like saving the ship usually isn't as a Starfleet captain, isn't your main concern. The mission is, sort of thing, unless it's highlighted that no, make sure the ship comes back, sort of thing. That's just your
Yeah, I
normal
don't-
duty. It's not a directive.
I don't see him actually being able to challenge any of the three that we've got. So we're gonna have to go at this a different way. Lucky for a trait.
Difficulty or comp?
Let's lower comp.
Do you think you can hit 5 difficulty?
Well, I mean, he's rolling a 14, a 15 if you do your magic. He's got a focus and he's got daring engineering.
Okay.
I mean, it's not the
That's-
worst stats.
No, you're right.
I do want to see. You might know what book Talaxian is in.
That's in Delta.
Delta Quadrant. So I got fancy creating this guy.
That's a good question. How did we get a Talaxian?
Voyager's been back for a while, so
Oh,
yeah,
is he
but
one
there was
those
only
Neelix
one of them
people?
on there.
Yeah,
others have
well,
come
it's,
by
you know,
over time.
Yeah. You fell through a wormhole or a nebula or, you know.
Well, I'm just saying there has to be some non-trivial backstory about how this dude is here. And not only that,
Don't worry about
he's
it.
a
He's
master
background
chief,
character.
so he's been in Starfleet for like 20 years.
Well, you know, maybe
He's been in
both-
Starfleet longer than Voyager's been back.
maybe...
No one knew what species he was from, including himself. He's an
Or
Odo.
equivalent experience.
Oh, there we go, yeah. Or, you know, in addition to being like geographically displaced, he's also temporally displaced, and he's
thinking
actually
exactly
from
that.
the 51st century.
There's also just equivalent experience. If you do know more, you get bumped up faster.
All right. Let me. I'm asking because I want to read the trait. See if there's anything there.
There we go.
So many damn stupid species. There we go.
They have several interesting biological adaptations for during heat. Also from the bridges. Air tends to be
don't say
thin and
anything
wispy.
there.
Thank you. That's I'm not sure how much that matters for the trait, but okay. Large portions of their head are bald to allow for greater cooling.
Somebody just transport. Somebody get this guy in a transporter accident with a Vulcan quick.
Oh my god.
Okay, so yeah, brought the comp down. So let's see what the Master Chief can do.
That's like the most I'm not upset about being bald statement ever. No, it's
Right.
actually to help me go. It's actually to help
Right.
cool my ears.
Right.
Also, oh, go ahead.
Okay.
No, mine's a side thing.
So spend. What was that? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 threat and 3 momentum for a full mitt. Transported replicators for a focus. Are you giving me the engineering 5 boost?
Yeah, I'll spend a green on that.
Got daring covered. Here goes nothing. Ha ha! 6.
It's more than you needed, so gain 1.
Well done, Master Chief. Well done.
Let's Commander
Made
Hype
his
has beamed
people
up to.
proud. If only he knew who his people were.
And the aside I had was that I think the thing that creates the confusion, this happens elsewhere in the 10th as well, is that it's the fact that raise and lower shields is a tactical only thing. So technically, the only person who could do it is the person at the tactical station on the bridge. And if you do it from anywhere else, it'd be an override. But raising and lowering shields isn't a task; it's a minor action.
Since it has no difficulty, overrides don't matter unless the GM wants to make it matter.
Yeah, so it's one of those like. I'll go with my current ruling because that makes the most sense to me. It's more in line with what I was thinking was going on, but.
I'm fine. I mean, I thought I had remembered that was the previous ruling, but also it could have been one of 3,000 other GMs I've played
Yeah.
Star Trek Adventures with.
But yes, that was Nidoden. The turn's about to go to them unless you can spend for free because Ryloff is here, I believe.
Yep.
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 So you can keep if you want.
Uh,
Or unless you want to do the
Any-
Swift with Nadodan.
any reason for Nadodan to Swift? I don't really see one.
Oh, you beamed everyone up. I forgot. Do I? Sorry.
If you want him to use a minor to raise shields, no one
He
else has
can't.
to do it.
That's the
Because
rule.
I lowered it. Yeah.
Sorry, you're right. You're right.
I don't think I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
Can't think of anything from the transporter room that would be that useful.
Okay. So yeah, I will. Let's keep, and I'll pass it to Haifa.
So what's this? What happens when I get to the bridge?
You notice that at the moment, the crew is very stunned by what's happened. Garlic would likely say something along the lines of that she's glad that you're here. And sensors indicate that they have seen 4 contacts whose silhouettes and basic energy signatures indicate they are D7 or Katunga class vessels. But that's it. They haven't fired anything, but their weapons and shields are up.
Okay, so Thralic is here and conscious.
Yep. But you're doing things is probably Thralic telling you to do something, or you suggested something, and Thralic at the moment seems very amenable to whatever suggestion you have. Within reason. Okay, crazy on me.
Okay, so I heard Thralic will do what you want, but won't do anything that you're interested in. I don't see what I'm supposed to do here.
No, what I mean, I was more alluding to like, oh, you now have command. I give up my command. This is your ship. That's like, no.
It's important to provide Winchester with boundaries.
No,
It's
he
more
just
that Thrall
provided
will
too
approve
much
anything that
boundary.
you're doing.
No.
But yeah, at most you might have to do a presence command roll if it seems particularly outlandish to me. It's like, well, if I were the captain, I wouldn't be keen on the idea, but they're an NPC currently, so you can talk them into things.
If Haifa decides that we're expecting these things, I imagine that would be a roll. That's not a suggestion. Don't do that.
So their shields are up.
Yep. Yours are not.
I mean,
I will
if you want to
move
activate
to.
control, you can just beam the first officer up.
I'll move.
That-
I'll move to ops and give you a green to get another minor for shields up.
Boring turn anyway. No.
And yeah, no, they cannot beam anyone on the shuttle up.
Too far
Because
away.
the shuttle shields
The
are up.
shuttle shields aren't up, but close range is required.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a distance thing.
Yeah.
And also,
Okay, I guess what I'm
he's
getting
the pilot.
kind of hung up at is right. What I think we should do is hail them and have Thralic figure out what's going on, because Thralic would be the person talking with them. But that's not on the table.
You could do that. I have a way I have a way to adjudicate that. This is one of the
Okay.
rare times you guys have had a game without your captain, but your captain is actually there, sort of thing. Like,
Yeah,
you don't have a
normally
player
you just
captain.
say, "Oh, they had a seizure. They're on
Yeah.
the ground, foaming at the mouth." You do something.
Yeah, I had no
Oh.
way to. Well, I could, but I'm not. This is more complicated, and that's more interesting. Give me.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, give
So
me.
what I want is
Okay.
Thralic to like to hail them and ask them what they're doing here and go away and all those kinds of things.
Give me a presence command assisted by ship's communications command. Difficulty of 2. As you advise your captain to do this thing, and the ship's command will assist with will reflect Thralic kind of trying to talk to them and the various other people with you, trying to help her get that message out. And the camera, for some reason, is focusing very, close crop on Haifa instead of, for some reason, you can just sort of see in the background, you can see the captain moving around and stuff.
Yeah, they couldn't make the shoot several days this week, so they think they're all big and fancy now that they get movie deals.
Lens flare.
Lens flare. No, I banned lens flares. Nothing on the ship.
Focus
No.
in Starfleet protocol, because this is what the handbook says we're supposed to do.
Yep.
A trait of calm under pressure, because I got into a heightened situation and a big calm. All right.
Like you're probably still in. Well, you're not in an Eva suit. You probably were like beamed in Eva suit form and went and went back to uniform mode.
And I don't know why I would have been in Eva suit mode though. I guess for comfort for the other characters. I don't know.
Well, it was initially. You probably would have changed out of it by now. It was when you were beaming down to the planet and you were going to meet these people, and it's like, oh, well, I don't really need one.
Yeah. Okay.
All I'm saying is I'm dictating how you look, all right? And you're going to have to live.
I see why Thralick's not here.
Ouch. Also, laughing hurts. Chips, communications, plus command. Any takers?
I'm working on it.
Take your time. No. That's what you get for taking so long. You don't get any hits. But no. So the communication goes out. And Tharlik does the normal Starfleet Captain spiel. And from your understanding of how the conversation's going, everything's going by protocol. Everything's going fine. And the ships are not responding. And it doesn't... It looks like they're going to continue doing whatever it is they want to do, but you're not getting hailed back or anything like that. Like because you're at ops, you can see that you can tell that they're not transmitting back at you. So you already know and can advise the captain that they aren't responding. They're unresponsive is the best way to put it.
All right, and we are in FIS space.
No, you're in neutral space currently.
Oh,
Unclaimed
we're not.
space.
No matter how much Seriana might like to make you think we are.
I'll look over at the panel and see what the status of the Mona Lisa is as far as recovery goes.
Mona Lisa, as I recall, is undamaged. It's just on the surface of the planet. Like, it hasn't lifted off yet.
Does Rylov show us have completing, like, did he notify the captain of having completed his mission, or is it still the captain's
Probably
waiting
like
on
a
him?
Ping.
Say again, Rylo?
It's probably like a ping to say that they've got the survivors aboard, but not like a full hail message.
Yeah.
It's probably just like a very like two ops. Here's the keeping tabs thing. So yeah.
Current mission, return to base, probably is, or current course RTB.
All right.
As a default signal, which that was sent. You get when you check the log on that, it's sent right before the ship showed up.
Okay. What is the task to move 2 zones? The impulse task.
You said it actually. It's the impulse task.
What? I know that. I meant like, how do I do it?
It is control con usually, and in this kind of space, the difficulty's higher because of all the stupid faculty stuff. So it's actually control con difficulty of normally 0 would be difficulty 2 plus engines con. And it would you used up 1 power because you beat somebody. Forgot about that. And it would cost 1 power to impulse to medium range. If you want to, so that would put you in one of the. Oh no, you can go. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in this zone, aren't I?
Yeah. You're kind of in orbit of the planet, so I kind of have you more like here. So.
Oh, okay. So
medium will get you there. Or impulse will get you there or there.
So I'm in this zone.
This zone. Or this zone, yeah, because you're in orbit of the planet, so you're somewhere.
Okay. I say I'm here.
You can say you're there, yeah.
Okay, I want to say I'm there.
Medium still gets you there. You need warp to go to long. Same task, it just costs more power.
All right. Can you remind me of the task real quick? Because I was trying to think of what I was going to do.
It is Control Con, difficulty of 2, assisted by Engines Con.
That's with the Shackleton stuff?
Yep.
Normally it's stiff 0.
Oh, okay. All right. Would you accept the milestone from when I fought the Klingon? Right. I adapted form to fight the Klingon. That whole mission where I was with Kovic, because in part of that mission, I did what may not have been optimal for the mission, but what was necessary to ensure the safety of others. When fighting the Klingon.
Trying to think of the episode, but
it was the one. It was 2 episodes ago.
Oh, yeah. You can use that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not that good at con.
It is a swift task to do this because your main task was to help with the talk down thing.
Okay.
It'll be diff 3 to swift to do this.
And do we have green on the table?
You have 2 green.
Okay, I'll spin those to get this.
Okay.
The trait of meticulously maintained or well-drilled crew.
Well-drilled crew. I'll take.
Okay. Back down to diff 2. And my only one might be calm under pressure.
I'll take that because you're kind of doing this. There's that split-second moment of, it's not working, Captain. We need to go get the shuttle. And you're very quickly overriding and trying to whip the Da Vinci around and warp it over to the Mona Lisa.
Okay, despite me not getting any successes, we still get a momentum. Because mine and it, me and the Da Vinci brought this down to a diff 1, and I spent determination. Oh, I needed to tell you what I was spending it on. I only told
Generally.
you. Yeah. Hold on.
Well, sorry, dice hit the table. It doesn't
Well,
count.
no,
It's
so
okay.
what I had in mind, the value was the one I used against the Klingon, so it skipped my mind. And that was, not every problem has an acceptable solution, right? Everyone imagines they'd like to sit here and do a Kobayashi Maru where they sit across from the Klingons, but Hypha knows this is not our space. And as much as I want to know what they're doing, it's not worth Starfleet lives to push that issue. So sometimes you have to back down, which is why not every problem has an acceptable solution.
I'll take it.
All right.
So you gain 1 at the end of that rainbow.
I gain 1, yeah.
Plus the ship's engines con. Oof. Here. Thanks, ship.
Can I argue that the trait of meticulously maintained can quash that?
It won't quash it, but it has convinced me to take it as 2 threat instead of using up more power, because that makes more narrative sense. I was gonna have you lose powers. Like, that doesn't make sense for a meticulously maintained ship.
Where'd the ship go?
Here.
It's 3 zones.
Yeah. Or were you just moving? Or were you just impulsing here for 1?
Oh,
Because it's warp for 3, impulse for 1.
I'll warp. Yeah. And then send a emergency recall to the Mona Lisa. And that's it for me.
So the turn goes back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Ships fade away. You have fallen out of combat.
Like
Oh,
it looked like they
now.
went through a standard cloaking procedure.
Insight science, difficulty of 3.
Because I was about to say, this sounds like we're dealing with some kind of interdimensional shift thing where they're here but in a different time.
All right, assuming our data streams are connected to the Da Vinci's, can I use my turn to analyze that and make that roll?
We're not in combat.
We're not in combat.
You can do that if you want. Yeah.
Well, sure. Okay, can I do that non in combat? My term.
Your term of office.
Yeah, I get just the 2 terms and then I'm out.
Back to gardening I go. No.
The peanut farm won't maintain itself, but all right. Would you take 2 threat for a focus in? What? Would you take 2 threat for? What would even be an applicable focus here? Sensor operations or like astrophysics, maybe?
Though each of those could work, but it changes how I'm answering the question.
I'll go with astrophysics. That sounds more. 2 threat for astrophysics. That's a yes. This is my first roll of the night.
And actually, you'd be using insight or reason plus science, and you'd benefit from the Mona Lisa's sensors plus science.
Okay.
Oh, benefit.
1 momentum, 2 threat. I didn't mean to say I know. I meant thank you.
It's fine. No, it's okay. It's great.
And of course, I roll like crap.
No, I was going to say, if we're assuming these are Romulan ships, Ralph could probably assist.
Yep, you could totally assist.
Or at least assist in ruling that out if they're not. So,
You can talk it out with me, absolutely. I mean, we're right next to each other. We can just,
Yeah,
you said
under that, either
sensors,
security or
science for the
engineering
ship?
instead of science?
Security or con, I would say.
Security or con, okay.
Well, hey, the shuttle didn't hose you, so there's that.
Yeah. Star Navy protocols would be an appropriate focus for that. There's your assist. That is assuming Star Navy protocols is an appropriate focus.
Yeah, it would. Yep. So that looks like 4 on a diff. What did I say?
3.
Diff 3. So you gained 1, and you have a comp on the board.
Sure, let's keep the comp. I like to keep things interesting.
You said astrophysics. So
Yep.
what I'll say is that the signal loss or contact loss seems to be trying to word it. The energy signatures, when something moves, there's usually a decay of the energy left behind, a sort of wake. And even vessels that cloak, there is like a faint shadow of where it once was, but it's obvious that it's a shadow. When something cloaks, you know it was cloaked, and most cloak vessels move before instead of just sitting there in the same spot. 'Cause that's how. So like, oh no, you disappeared. I'll just shoot where you're sitting, dummy. You don't see an after shadow. That's or a remnant of energy signature. That said, it is entirely possible that the reason you're not seeing it is because of the various weather patterns occurring. They might have been dispersed by the gravimetric eddies and electromagnetic fields that are permeating the system.
I don't understand how to make sense of this data. It's like they just vanished. There's no wake, there's no data, there's no nothing. It doesn't make any sense. It's not like they cloaked. It's like they just vanished into thin air like a magician.
Okay, they didn't respond to communications either, so we should have a conference when you return and decide on an approach, because I'm not convinced that they are here.
All right, what are you suggesting? That there's some kind of ghost ships?
Appeared just like that other Arius. Somebody in the group
Um,
Have
says.
that
Let's get
conversation
you
when
back
we
on
get rid of
board,
Edgy.
and then we'll figure out what it is.
Very well then.
I believe new scene I presume the Mona Lisa goes to the Da Vinci A with their.
We'll
Just while we're going, I would like to ask the Trill. I don't want to like interrogate them, but I just want to be like, hey, so what are you doing out here in this deep space? And do you know anything about what just happened?
You're able to direct most of your questions at Captain Mead. And give me presence command difficulty 2 as you query the captain. See if you can learn anything probative.
You said presence command difficulty 2?
Yes.
Okay. A focus in. Focus in investigative techniques where I'm probing him for questions while pretending it's a conversation.
Say again, sorry.
Investigative techniques.
Yes.
On the grounds that I'm interrogating him without actually interrogating him. Okay. So that's 14 with a focus. You said diff 2. We have 1 momentum. I will spend that momentum. May I live in interesting times. Sure, we can roll with the comp.
You gain 2, and the captain tells you, we were doing a bit of, one of the things that you can get some extra Federation credits for sometimes, even platinum in the certain circles, is getting advanced star maps with people, star charts, before the Federation, before Starfleet does. So we were trying to come out here to kind of get a jump on the interstellar scans. It's risky. That's why you can, and the riskier it is, and the further away it is from known space, the more worthwhile it is. And if you find anything particularly valuable, you can sell survey information. We were hoping to survey this system, but then we were attacked.
I see. Can I make a insight roll to see if I believe him?
I would say insight command difficulty 2.
Okay. And to see if anything to say if I ask him about the and if he's seen any report any Klingon Katinga class vessels.
Can Rulan assist with insight security? She's just sort of sitting there observing everything and looking for reactions to the lieutenant captain's questions.
Certainly could. Me's answer from about whether or not there were Katinga classes out there, about them. She wasn't entirely sure what attacked them, only that they were attacked and suddenly had to make a crash landing. They didn't get a very good look at what hit them before they basically crashed.
Mm-hmm. As if it was just a cloaked vessel that appeared, shot them, and then vanished.
Yeah, that's why they presume it has to be
Okay.
Klingons or Romans, because who else can get on top of you that easily?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, they're a civil freighter, but their sensors aren't that bad.
Yeah. You know, if you get, you know, if someone drops a nuke on you, the short list of who could have done it is not very long.
Yeah.
All right. Difficulty 2. You're assisting. Focus in investigative techniques. That's a hard word for me to say.
No, but only because you said it that way. No,
okay. Okay. One momentum.
Momentum on. Whoa.
Full with no cops.
Ungenerated so far. You get the feeling the captain isn't telling you everything.
Okay then.
But you get the feeling what they're saying isn't entirely inaccurate, but there is an extra bit of information they're not sharing.
Okay then. When we get back to the base, or as the ship is landing, and I want to get close to Rylov's ear and whisper in it about what she told me, and say I don't believe her story. She's covering up something.
Noted.
Okay. Now we can land with the ship.
Anything extra Ralph was going to do before we cut to the conference room?
And also, I don't.
Nope. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think this needs to be a conference in the conference room. I was thinking a conference on the bridge, because we're gonna be actively asking questions that no one has the answer to.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's
same difference.
enough.
Yeah. New scene is what I'm hinting at. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we get any? We're able to pull, say, a black box or ship's log from the Amidst ship, or did they already have that ready because they're in their bridge with nothing better to do?
Yeah, they had it already.
Yeah. No, pretty much we're just going to hand the wounded over to medical, which is, I believe, basically all of them.
Yeah, they're all injured in different ways.
Mead wasn't terribly badly injured, were they?
No, they need to see a doctor to get their wound their injury sorted, but they're not dying or anything. Like, there's others there who are way more critically injured, which they were stabilized, but still they need to be. Some of them will need bed rest, but the captain seems to be the least injured.
Yeah, the dramatic PG-13, very small cut on your face because you can't show too much blood.
We'll ask if they would like to be present, or if they're capable of being present on the bridge as we try to move forward from this. Given you may have some insights that certain information might jog your memory on.
Once I've seen the doc, I can come up, sure.
All right, I'll make sure security is aware.
Thank you.
And that would be it. To the bridge.
Cool. No. blue scene, so this green goes away. I said it goes away. You're not in the comfort. Thralic will be in ready room, looking over information, so leaving it to you.
Take the spot of one of the science officer chairs on the grounds of I know more than you. I need to use this for a minute.
They'll step aside.
All right.
Yep.
I will gently push the chair out of the way and slither up to one of the consoles.
I was about to say, you can literally take the shape of the chair and just be there.
The thing I'll tell you, Ryloff, is that the captain will tell you that she needs to deal with something in particular back from the brass. So for now, you're going to need to handle this while Thralik's sorting out whatever the hell's going on at Halanak Station. Probably said a lot more eloquently than that, but you know.
Lovely. Okay.
So, yeah, they're Centurion, there were 4 Katinga class ships, but they weren't really there, or they have a very new type of cloaking system. So I'm thinking we need to analyze all of the sensor reports and see whether there's a dimensional phenomenon or is a new cloaking technology, because they didn't respond. So
get me any visual data we have on those ships. We know that they're that particular class of vessel. I don't believe we figured out if they are Klingon or Romulan in origin, though. And the Mona Lisa was, I'm going to assume, too far away to have a visual on the ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You're at Uranus versus Earth. Like, it's significant.
Do you have a theory that you're trying to work on, or?
I want to narrow down if they are Romulan or Klingon. And if they are Romulan, they should have markings on their wings that would be recognizable.
Okay.
Well, to me, that'd be recognizable.
Because I was thinking of asking if we might get a scientific method out of this.
We also have the...
Because I don't have any, like... I have, like, some theories, but I don't really know how to pursue them. But
we have the black box from the ship
idea,
as well, so we
can
can get passive sensor information from that, as in what energy type hit it.
Sure.
And Mila could try to analyze the sensor logs of the Da Vinci for the 3 ships that popped out at us.
Yes.
Sure. While you're doing that, I will grab the black box from the thing and plug it in, or connect it with whatever we have for wireless, and I will scan the black box.
Which task would you like to resolve first?
Go ahead and do Sariana, since she's a PC. Mila will just tap her cybernetic feet.
Okay. Okay, I assume this is a computational roll.
So you're looking over the black box for...
I want to see... I have 2 things. This might be 2 different rolls. One, I want to see, like, what the data we get from it, if we can see, like, what kind of weapons it was hit with, or what kind of, like, if it has any records of, like, the image of any ship that was hit, anything that could be useful in identifying them. And secondly, I want to see if this log has been tampered with in, like, the past, however long, 2 weeks or something, to see if anything looks like it's incorrect or it's been, like, manipulated in some way. Those are the 2 things I want to do.
Reason con, this will cover both. Reason con, difficulty 3, assisted by computers con.
Ooh, it's a con roll.
Just a theory, a space theory.
A slime theory.
Slime theory.
Well, my con is 1. So in that case, then why don't I boot this over to Selak to do, and I can assist Selak.
Sounds like a plan. As you clobber Selak over the head with the thing, she dies. No.
Sure, right? Reason con. Her roll isn't even that much better than me. Oh, she has the hoplite trait though, so the difficulty goes down 1.
Potentially, if it's relevant. Is the hoplite trait relevant?
Yeah, I'd say it will be. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Oh, she probably won't have a focus because I don't think she has one for this. But I will give her a momentum. Wait, does she have boulder? She's cautious. I'll give her a momentum and she'll roll 3.
Plus ship.
Oh, I rolled. Okay. Plus shit. Sensors con for the ship.
Computers con.
Computers con. Okay, so that's 3. Yeah, and she slithers over and hands her the black box and says, "Analyze this for any useful data." And she kind of leans in closer and says, "Be mindful for any potential manipulations to the data. We don't have any reason to fully trust these people yet."
Boy, Seriana's changed from the first episode.
Well, she's discovered her peaceful nation state is a lot less secure and safe than she'd like it to be, and that's, it's making her ever so slightly a lot more cynical.
Yeah.
Information is collected. I believe I answered the questions.
Okay. Sirana will report to the bridge loudly. According to our analysis, it appears that energy was fired at the ship from medium range from a cloud formation within the system. So nothing unusual there. Can I spend 1 momentum to learn what kind of energy weapon? Disruptor, plasma, anything that could narrow it down?
You can give me a threat for that, but yeah.
Oh, we don't have any. Didn't we generate 1 from this task? No, we did not. We just hit it. Okay. Yep. If you would be kind enough to take a threat.
Oh, I was about to make my life hard on myself. I don't need to. There's a book for this. I can tell you now, I don't think it's standard damage. I'm gonna double check where I'm correct.
The damage profile is we haven't been able to identify it yet. It's not a classic disruptor or plasma weapon or anything. We are running further analysis right now.
You have figured out the analysis. As you study the information, you're able to identify the type of damage that was done.
It appears to be some kind of ionic energy source. Out of game terms, that is a dampening weapon, piercing 1. And after delivering her report to the bridge, she will move much closer to Rylov, and as she's handing him the pad, say quietly to him, "And no evidence of tampering found." And that's all I have.
Noted, Lieutenant Captain. Though I will find it odd that you said coming from a cloud was normal.
This is the Shackleton.
It is the Shackleton, sir.
The
The
clouds
pirates
do not
hiding in
normally-
clouds is, while not common, there are many stellar phenomena that can harm sensors in this area. Pirates hiding in them is not outside of the realm of possibilities of what we're dealing with here.
I do not believe their sensors were that poor to be unable to distinguish.
That does seem unlikely to me too, sir.
Lieutenant Haifa, Commander Haifa, your any ideas from your end?
Oh, while Serrano was doing that, I would have completed the worked on the visual analysis that Rylov requested.
I sincerely hope I gave that job to the right person. I'm like, it sounds like it could be an engineering one.
Yeah, I totally thought.
Well,
like,
I guess it
computer
depends, like,
science for my
right.
thing.
Can GM, instead of approaching this from a what are the markings that identify this ship, can I approach it from a like opening the manual and seeing the exported D7s that the Romulans bought have these additional features or have these features removed because they didn't suit like the nature of the Romulan Empire, and identify them that way?
It's still a con task, though. You're identifying a starship.
Okay, I thought it may be engineering because I was trying to determine the features of the ship, not its markings.
Do you have an okay con?
For a diff 1, yes.
I was gonna say, I could help you or I could do it. Up to you.
I just not going to generate that a ton of extra momentum.
Oh, that's fine. I've given him plenty of threat, so.
And yes, author, we are on the Shackleton.
I mean, I can roll an assist for you as well, given he was going to look at them afterwards as well.
We're some of the
I'll give you a
deepest
threat.
into the Shackleton any of us have ever been.
That's true.
You're not right, though. Damn. Oh, I was like 2 off. Yeah, okay. But we still made 2.
Mm-hmm.
What's the ship?
Oh, and then computers con the ship.
Stuff's overly dramatic Power Queen. You don't have to stuff that Power Queen anywhere, author. She's in a hospital bed, last I heard.
There's the ship.
She's being very dramatic in the hospital bed.
I mean, she is. You're right. One more.
3, actually. Congratulations.
Boldly going where no one has gone before. You are able to identify these as Klingon Katinka class vessels.
All right. First question: any markings that denote house allegiance or which emperor they owe allegiance to? But I'm more interested in the second part of that, I guess. So I don't know if that's 2 questions or that falls under.
No, I'll take one momentum to answer that.
Sure.
I just have to think how to answer it.
Any relevant Klingon markings. Yeah.
Yeah, because if they say, like, we're loyal to the current emperor, that'd be like, okay, that's somewhat useful. But if it says we're loyal to a guy that died 200 years ago, I'd be like,
That wouldn't be Emperor, that'd be Chancellor.
No. There's always an emperor, right? It's just they don't do anything.
I
No,
guess you're right, yeah.
They didn't have an emperor after Kalis because it went from chancellor to chancellor. It wasn't until Kalis II came into power that an emperor was actually put in the seat.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, the Chancellors are like...
So you're
stupid.
like chancellor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wrong. Bezriel's out. She's in custody, but she's not in a bed anymore. So it would say that it is a... It notes that... It doesn't note...
house?
No, that's me. That's me hitching up on what I'm gonna say. Because I was remembering that these are Klingons and they wouldn't do what I thought they were gonna do. It would note a Klingon house, whose name escapes me at the moment. I'll look them up in a quick, but it does give a Klingon house. It's not like it's not a house that doesn't exist. I'll put it that. I'll give you the short
Not
story
Rasa.
for that. It's not Rasa.
And based on the fact that it gives a house, that means it's not KDF.
It's not purely KDF, yeah, because technically all ships are KDF. But yeah, there's your house ships, and then there's the ships that are built for the KDF as a whole. So, like, they're the loyal to the Chancellor rather than loyal in the Council rather than to a specific house. So these denote house loyalty rather than KDF in general loyalty.
And that house is still exists today.
Yep.
Oh, great. I can't wait for complication to increase in every single one of my rolls now. Let's go.
Uh-huh. The names escape me. I'm going to keep looking, but I will tell you that it is an older house that has largely fallen out of favor.
Okay.
So they're not one of the major. I'm checking if they are a great house currently. I don't think they are, but they were very powerful a long time ago. They're not as powerful now.
That remind you of any houses?
A few. Is Dura still around? That get extinguished finally.
Yeah, they got discommoded,
Okay, good.
as I recall. They're gone. Unless you go to STO lore and then they come back for some bloody reason.
You can't say that. Rasa kept coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't
but-
say
You can't use that excuse.
Well,
Oh, so
actually,
that-
she came back, but she came back. It's different. All right, she wasn't discommoded
Yeah,
the first
I know.
time.
Knock on STO for doing.
Hey, mine made
Basic-
narrative sense. Damn it!
I'm sure it did.
It totally did.
Yeah.
I think it kind of
Did it though?
Yes.
I think the STO one kind of did as
But
well.
it's okay when Corbinian does it, but when STO does it, right?
Right.
That's egregious
Right.
story.
But they could have made some other house. Why would it have to be Duras? One that was clearly
That's what we said.
But they weren't discommoded the first time. They were just treasonous. This is different. Anyway.
I'm getting too worked up about Rasa. We gotta move on.
But yeah, that is the. For now, that without further rolls, the name isn't going to be terribly probative. It's not Duras or anything. It's just
Okay.
I can tell you that's an older house. I'm just struggling to find the
Yeah,
name.
so it's not Romulan. Bro.
It's not Romulan, no.
No, but that is a relief because some certain someone standing right next to me accused us.
Do they have hole markings like you know house so and so ship number 36?
There'd be marking. Yeah, you got with the momentum. You got a general roll that it is a registered Klingon vessel.
All right.
With a
Now
certain
that we're
house.
allies with the Klingons, do we have historic records of their missing ships?
Or
You
cards
likely
that
would,
they have.
especially with the joint task force that the Shackleton Exploration Division is.
Then can a question be like searching the database to find what the database has on these ships? If it has any entries?
I can take a
Keep
momentum
this
for that.
identity if possible.
This is not a lost ship. It is an active house vessel.
Does the Klingons have like a mission assigned with it? Because I know they're not going to tell us all their secret plans, but they may like say like when they're entering Federation space, like, oh, the official reason this ship is here is for this.
Uh,
deep space exploration or something.
Like, what was it?
It's
What does their customs information say?
Their current information says that they are currently assigned to defense of the home stars and border patrol. They are not assigned. They are not assigned to Hasukita's task force. Because that's the only reason. That's one of the few reasons you would be in the Shackleton. You'd have to check in with the general in the area. Say, well, I'm under your command, or I have special permission from the High Council to come out here.
So they are way outside of their patrol area.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, knowing that, I've two ideas. One, I'm going to assume running a scan looking for cloaked vessels is going to be very difficult. Am I incorrect, Ensign?
Difficult, but not necessarily impossible, sir.
Take into account that is older hulls, so likely outdated cloaking devices, but no guarantees on that, given they are still active serving house vessels.
And they're not house subdita, so they don't have the upgraded clothing
I'll have to
technology.
adjust for the Shackleton's interference as well, she says, typing at her keyboard.
Alright, give us a broad sweep as you can. Take the sensor data that the Mona Lisa acquired from them going into Cloak. It's a little bit scuffed, as I recall, but something from that might help you.
Sir.
I don't believe it's going to be an advantage or anything, but it's relevant to say.
So yes, she will. Mila will scan for cloaked vessels.
And given we know the make of ship, we know roughly what sort of technique we need to use. I mean, not even roughly, we know pretty accurately.
Reason Science, difficulty 6, assisted by ship sensors science.
I'm definitely going to call this one a direct, by the way.
Okay. Spend towards investigating claims of cloaked vessels in the sector.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, author in STO Duress for some reason comes back to the Great House Council and is able to manage to mess with the Emperor, the Chancellor and stuff. I'm like, but aren't they gone? Like, discommendated gone?
They did something to be recommendated.
Yeah.
Didn't we kill her?
You did kill Rasa. That was the thing.
Yeah, did we kill her?
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had
Okay,
clones.
so Mila will. This is a recent science. Yep. Mila will spend 1 momentum and 5 threat for a full minute.
Yeah, reasonable.
A direct from the Captain.
XO.
Oh well.
Now with a disruptor shot can solve that problem.
Not really. The ship is full of Starfleet people.
I mean, a disruptor shot can solve that, is what we said about Rasa. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
but
you
then
ate
she
her
came
heart.
back.
I'm not hurt or anything.
Yeah, that's right. We're not bitter. And Penn got all mad because Oda would not listen to reason and not kill her when she showed up again.
Yeah.
She gets a reroll.
5,
To
6, 7 from what you did earlier.
Let me, grab the Da Vinci here, which was sensors, science. Huh.
It's gained you 1. Sending you information. Empress of the Roman Empire is kind of a weird thing. STO's entire storyline is bloody weird. Fun game, but weird takes on where they thought Star Trek should be going.
I mean, to be fair,
it's an MMO.
There-
You know,
Yeah.
every story beat is built around how do we make more content for the MMO first and foremost.
I don't know. I would say STO is more like what content should we make that will give people nostalgia for Star Trek?
Mm-hmm.
Like-
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, Worf is a major actor in parts of the campaign, and
Right. Sensors aren't detecting any ships, cloaked or otherwise, Captain. I'm fairly confident that if they were out there, particularly if they were older vessels like we think, I would have seen them.
I have faith in your abilities, Ensign. My next thought, given the nature of how they appeared and disappeared, was akin to, but not exactly the same as a cloak. It had discrepancies. And there is something here that has been influencing the wider system, it would seem. Notably that transportation and the one individual who was apprehended. He's in the brig. The duplicate security chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He disappeared.
I hope not. The brig's supposed to be one of the places that has transportation inhibitors as a default.
Guy never made it to the brig. He, like, the emergency tactical officer gunned him
You're
down,
right. Yeah,
and then
he
he
did.
just
He
disappeared.
did just
Yeah.
transport out. Yeah, you're right. I only have theories. I have nothing solid. One of them is simply that if we look closely enough at these planets, or this system of space, we might actually find the wreckage of those ships, and something's mimicking them. But I'm not certain. Or they are like that officer, not from here. Do we have internal sensor data on his disappearance?
Reason security difficulty 2, assisted by computer security to find that information.
Oh. Investigative techniques.
Yeah.
Not Comp 4. I don't know why I managed to click that, but I did.
Fun fact, transport inhibitors don't work if you set up an EMP in the brig. Well, generally one doesn't allow EMPs in the brig, their author.
Yeah, a lot of things tend not to work on starships when an EMP goes off. Then again, I believe starships also have some redundancy against that stuff, or defenses. Because solar flares.
Yeah.
Redundancy is for cowards. You know,
Okay.
real men just build it once and then, you know, make it work.
That's why the Federation are full of
The
cowards,
FIS is a
really.
minor power.
Yeah, but they didn't make Picard, so.
Well, given Klingon ships, mistrust Klingons is probably here as a negative, correct? Question mark.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's a complication increase.
I'd say so.
Where as a trait? I can see both for and against, so
I'll say yes.
okay. I'll lower the difficulty. One question that might be relevant and might not be, and I kind of hope it isn't. Temporal officer?
No.
Okay, good.
It's worth asking.
I'll give you a threat.
Always good to check.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I hope not, but I'm gonna check.
That's why I don't like answer the question of is there anything on my sheet? It's like, well, if I say yes, you won't know what part of the sheet fires.
Okay, well, we made 1 because I brought the difficulty down. And we've got computer security from the ship.
My players decided to throw an EMP in the brig while the bad guys were trying to transport someone out of the brig. That's a mistake.
Yeah. 2 momentum.
Oop. So, you see a similar, but far more anomalous presentation of what Sirena and saw, in that the energy signature or the biosign of the person that was on the floor, again, if someone is transported away, or if they're a changeling and they melt into the floor or something, there's still some residual heat or something left behind. It was just he was there and then he wasn't.
Commander Haifa,
Yes.
given your nature, I might appreciate your input on this.
I turns around. My nature in what?
In terms of being a holographic life form.
Oh.
These don't leave any signs of having been there. If you were to deactivate and turn into your armband, that would be the only sign that you were there, correct? I'm not saying it's at all the same, but there's something adjacent, unless I'm mistaken. Something is projecting these things.
Yes, but anything which emits energy is going to leave some trace behind in residual heat or the way it interacts with particles. You just may not be able to detect it. So to some people, if I deactivate, yes, they couldn't detect me, but that's because they're not sophisticated enough to do it, not because I didn't leave anything behind that is detectable.
Take a threat, GM.
Sure.
With 3 dice. Hey, you go, Mila. And could somebody roll computers plus religion for me?
Plus science, relevant.
Okay. Okay. Ah, I see.
mean, if we're in like, early revolutionary France, then I guess they are the same thing.
No, that's Saturdays.
It's the Age of Enlightenment. What are you talking about? Churches are only good for looting.
Doesn't take about the cult of reason.
Okay, where is the boat? There it is. Computers and science. Hey, ship for a bonus.
So you need 2.
I apologize. My internet has died, so I'm now moving to my phone.
No.
How dare you?
Yep. So the last thing I heard was, oh god, I I believe you were about to say it would require like a power source or something.
Who?
You.
Oh, no. What I was saying was that whatever is doing it is affecting the space around us, right, or the space near it, but it might not be detectable. I was clarifying that just because like I could be deactivated doesn't mean that someone with advanced enough sensors could not detect me, that I had been there, right? I was pointing out useful information that's totally not helpful.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, I was pointing out a theory that is probably not helpful. So, okay. Actually, Commander Hyper.
Excuse me,
you-
Centurion. I did a quick comparison of quantum resonance of the ships and the apparently fake Lieutenant Arias with our own, and all of us share the same quantum resonance. So it doesn't appear that we're dealing with any kind of trans-dimensional incursion.
With
No.
both Lieutenant Ariases? Like both Lieutenant Ariases share the same signature.
I think that's what you said, GM, correct? Correct.
Well, we're narrowing things down at the very least.
Then where did the other Lieutenant Arias come from?
And where did he go, sir?
I don't understand how can two people share the same quantum resonance and be the same person? Is he a transporter clone?
Is he a
One is
twin?
a created duplicate.
But why duplicate Arius and not, for instance, you, Centurion, or the captain? Someone with a little bit more theoretical power? Although I guess Chief of Security has enough.
We
Kaifa chuckles,
well,
thinking that Rylov has only theoretical power.
Yeah. No, we were both at the time aboard the vessel, and we were at the time trying to figure out what had happened to our crew that left. More than that, whatever we're dealing with, if it is some being or collection of beings, it may not know our rank structure. Arius may have just been a happy coincidence. Or a deliberate choice. At this point, we don't have enough information to truly speculate. I am interested that those vessels only appeared when the Da Vinci was in orbit of that particular planet.
It's that foot-stealing bastard again, isn't it, sir?
We have no
I don't
evidence
think so.
of that.
Does the
Mila's
ship's-
always going to assume that's what's going to happen.
the civilian ship's logs, does that specify its location at the time it was attacked?
GM.
To look that up will require, I'll just charge you a momentum for it, because you already did the roll from before.
Sure. I believe that's Sayrana, because she was the one looking at the box anyway, or Serana, Salek, but yeah.
Sure, I'll do it. What'd you say?
I mean, it's not a roll, it's just a momentum.
Yeah, just tells me.
Momentum? Then, okay.
I was meaning
Say
who
no,
was,
say
in
no.
terms of who was narrating the information.
Don't let that ramen tell you what to do.
I mean, he
Technically,
can't
you're a guest on the
legally. I
bridge.
believe we have the same range.
Well, that's why you.
No, he
consume
can
him.
legally because you are a guest aboard the ship and he is not.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's fair. But you have to
Is
be
it
nice
though?
to me, 'cause I don't legally have to listen to your orders or, like, pay attention to what you have to say.
Technically not true.
Just consume them all. They can be part of the great slime together.
I'm not supposed to know about that yet.
I have to
That's
say,
true.
is that a what kind of species are you again?
Upentari.
Is that an Upentari pickup line? Become part of the Great Slime?
Oh, God.
Hey, baby,
Girl,
want
I
to go
saw
get
you
slimy
across
with
the
me?
bar and I like your vibe. You want to join the Great Slime with me?
Hey, girl, I know I just met you. This may be crazy, but slime with me, maybe?
Get away
Oh,
with
go to
away.
you.
hell.
Get
Oh,
away.
go
Ew.
to hell.
Oh, sure, that was the worst one. Okay, sure. Okay.
That's because you
Yeah.
mouthed off to me earlier. I'm just targeting you unfairly.
It's the stroke that broke the camel's back.
It's okay. I got used to it with the whole Rasa thing.
I already rolled this. What? I'm making life hard on myself for no good reason. Wrong
Please
thing.
let
Try
that one
again.
slide.
I mean, when it comes to slimes, I don't think there is stroking.
Yeah, it's more of a squelching.
God damn it. The hell was I even typing? My brain just gone. Oh, right. Oh, I was telling you
Relative
where.
location of that ship when it was hit. Yes.
That's what I was telling you. So... tinted green, just to highlight that that's where they were. They were here.
Okay. We'll see how long this continues to live.
They're in orbit of the... Oh, yeah, because you're on the phone. In orbit of the Class O planet.
All right.
We want to investigate that area then?
No, I'm starting to think that they were attacked because they were above that planet. In the same way that when the Da Vinci was above that planet, those vessels appeared. I'm not sounding insane here, am I, Commander? Oh, I don't like that.
Say that again?
That both vessels had, or the civilian ship was in orbit of the ocean world when it was attacked, and we were in orbit, or the Da Vinci was in orbit of that planet when the ships appeared.
Yes. But so we know how to get them to appear. We don't know anything else.
It'd be reasonable to assume that there's something there's wanting to defend, or that is defending itself.
Yeah, but so far we have no reason to provoke them. Even if they are, there's something going on the planet, right? This is not Federation space. It's not FIS space. We can't just go like traipsing into a situation, causing them an annoyance, hoping they'll pop out of it, pop back into existence.
That was not the plan. It was more identifying what the cause was.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that investigating the planet is a bad idea.
I agree. I believe it might be worthwhile to attempt to communicate with the planet directly.
Okay.
Not the planet itself, as in if there's anything on it before you get...
Okay. Yeah, we could. I could make a broad frequency hail.
Please do.
Okay, broad frequency hail going out, Jim.
Control plus engineering difficulty of 2 because storm. Communication plus engineering. I'll add +1 because you're not sure who you're trying to talk to. You're trying to make sure someone hears you.
Focus in computers or Starfleet protocol.
Starfleet protocol.
Gonna spin 2 greens.
Two so far plus ship.
someone over the ship. Where? I get it.
I got it. What are we rolling?
I'm gonna beat you there.
Okay.
Because I would have had to tell you what I was already about to do. So I know, disappointed, just like when Rasa showed up.
I hate you all. Well, sorry, I hate the people from the Klingon game. There.
We could tell.
So that's one more. Did I add that already? Oh, I don't remember, so I'll say I didn't. You have an open hailing frequency. If anything, even if the thing you're talking to is like deep in the ocean somewhere, you've already attenuated your transceiver to be able to pierce through it. So if someone has a subspace antenna or radio of any kind, they can hear you.
Go ahead, Centurion.
The unknown creature or beings in this system. This is Centurion Rylov of the USS Da Vinci, a vessel of the United Federation of Planets. I wish to apologize if our vessel, or the other vessel here, crashed on the fourth planet in the system, was perceived as a threat or caused any harm. We wish to communicate with you to ensure that any harm or misunderstandings in the future do not occur. Please respond.
Presence command, difficulty 5.
God. Now, this is what he's built for. I'm going to stay connected on mobile for Discord. The internet is flicking in and out, so I can maybe roll on Roll20. We'll find out. If it doesn't work, I'll let you know.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, I can manual roll for you.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think any of my traits are hurting me, and I don't believe any of them are helping me. The only thing I could think of is if this thing can somehow read minds, is guarded mind might be putting it off or might be helping me.
It's not affecting anything.
Okay. I just had to check on that one for you. Okay, you would tell me to check the pinned messages to see our directives, however. I can't. I believe there is a relevant directive, though.
To investigate claims of cloaked vessels in sector to the galactic east of FIS. To ensure security of the FIS borders from any alleged hostile vessels. To protect FIS trade and exploration vessels in area and work to ensure safety in the future.
The third one. If
I would take it,
seems
yeah.
applicable, given.
Yep.
We're trying to prevent, or hoping to start communications to prevent stray vessels from getting whacked.
Yeah.
Which is what I have a feeling might have happened to these Klingon ones, but hey. We will give you 5 momentum. This is most definitely not a focus of his. Yeah, I don't. No. So there is no focus. And none of those would help. Okay, that's fine. That is 5, as it currently stands. Assuming that roll went through.
It did, yep. Where are you? Where are you?
And I did press the challenge die, but I don't think that has gone through, because I also don't see it.
It hasn't yet, no.
Okay. God, the internet did so well holding on until then. I think you doubted my diplomatic ability. Or that I would even try diplomacy. There it is. And it didn't work.
You start receiving a transmission back from the planet, but it seems to be in text only.
Send the text through to... Actually put it on the main screen so that anyone here can see it.
Sorry, I forgot how words work.
I mean, they're quite weird when you think about it.
Species with the worm in their belly. What the hell are they called again?
Trill.
Trill.
Trill. My brain was saying every other word but that. It was driving me nuts. I'm like, Tellarite. It's not Tellarite. Tellarite. Brain. This isn't helping.
I mean, you could put a worm in a Tellarite's belly,
Pretty
but
sure
they might
most
just call that
Tellarites
lunch.
do have worms.
Like the fences.
Klingons definitely do. They just call that...
Tellarites. They all have worms.
Yeah. Klingons have worms in their gut. It's just gawk, and they ate it deliberately.
Right. Yep.
Much like
There's a reason it's there. They put it there.
And sometimes Klingon houses have worms in them, like Rasa.
Klingon Empire has plenty. I
Clone
think we call
worms.
those snakes, rather.
Wait, further interference in our activities would be appreciated. They want us to just stick around. Okay, thanks for the
Wait, where's the
clarification.
message sent?
It's like, this is an odd request.
Was the message typed on Roll20?
Yes.
Yes. It
For
reads.
a second there, I thought they wanted us to actually do that.
Can you see Discord?
I can see Discord on my phone.
Okay. I'm going to copy the message into Discord then.
Much appreciated.
I just type it in here so it's on the stream.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fair. Okay.
So, yeah, Sirana is going to say, they have a right to self-determination, but they don't have a right to be attacking our star vessels. We need to do something to...
We have no
They
evidence that they
table.
did do that.
Do you have any ideas as to who else it could have been? If nothing else, they should know who did it.
I believe it would be the right to reasonable self-defense, and the way to prevent further incidents in future would be to talk to them now, as we are trying to do.
I was trying to say, yes.
Unknown species, how would we refer to you? What is your chosen name? Or identity?
You can call them Leo.
Very well, Leo.
Does it do anything to do with low Earth orbit? Are they're in low orbit?
No, they're big into astrology. They're all Leos.
Okay,
Would I
full
be-
spread photon torpedoes.
No, no.
Well, if they're
Would I
into
be
astrology-
correct? Would I be correct in assuming that our vessel and the Trill vessel were deemed a threat for crossing a boundary or a line in regards to your species or your territory?
Correct.
Might we know what you consider the boundary to be so that we do not intentionally violate it?
Text answers.
Might
just...
I-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Might I be able to send a diplomatic packet as pertains to first contact between your species and the Federation of Planets? We would much rather continue talks and relations between our groups in a better nature than has first occurred.
Go to hell, you pointy-eared... Oh, no, that's not what they're saying.
No, you're reading a dwarf there.
Reading a dwarf?
Go to hell, you pointy-eared bastard.
It is a
Alright.
thing dwarfs like to say.
Yeah. All right.
Haven't played a fantasy game in too long, obviously.
Commander Haifa, if you could see to the sending of that information packet in regards to, I'm guessing there's like a standard first contact packet.
Sure.
I know there is. I forget what
I will send them a cardboard box full of old novels and records. Put it in the torpedo tube and shoot it out.
And cigarettes. Send them cigarettes.
I'll send them cigarettes and James Brown records.
And bebop jazz.
That's great.
Send him Miles Davis's Kind of Blue. That'll win him over.
I'll let you do a reason command, difficulty 0, a systematic communications command. Because you don't do this very often, so it's the first time Haifa's done it on camera.
Yeah, the last time Haifa did meeting protocols or whatever, it must have went badly.
I mean, as far as things go, this isn't the worst first contact.
Focus in cultural studies.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm okay. Generating 2 so far, plus ship.
Someone else will have to roll the ship. I'm currently looking at that lovely internet symbol on the bottom of my computer with the...
I got it. What am I rolling?
Communication
Got it.
command.
Computer. Oh, you got it. Could I Not to overwhelm them, but could I assist by sending them an FIS data packet too? Because I think it might be important for them to know about us too.
Certainly could.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Presence or reason command as an assist.
Right, where's this?
Oh, plus one more.
Is there anything that you would like to share in regards to your people that would lend itself to a better understanding to avoid incidents in the future? To help further avoid incidents in the future? Would we be able to look at and properly discern if recovery of the Trill vessel is possible and attempt that, or is that outside of permissions you would be willing to give at this time? Thank you. I do have one last question for you, if that is not too much trouble. The vessels that you mimicked to ward us off, did those appear here and get destroyed earlier? Or how else did you acquire their likeness? Understandable. We will collect this vessel and make our way out of your space. We will make those of our people aware of your territorial bounds, and further contact is likely to be attempted in the future unless you would specifically state now that you do not wish such to happen. Very well. We shall collect this vessel and be out of your way with all due haste. Thank you, Leo. All right. Close communications, please, Commander. Ensign Selak, get us in orbit over the planet with the Trill's vessel. And I would like Ensign Mila and Commander Haifa to work together on determining how to best recover that vessel, if it is at all possible.
Well, Commander, that might require us going there, and last time we attempted that, we had several beaming incidents.
We did gain their permission to collect the vessel. If you would feel it safer, we can send a transmission declaring what our steps are on the road to recovering the vessel, in the hopes that Leo will not react adversely to it.
I'll take an engineering team and go see what we can do about the vessel. But yes, if you could clear any remaining issues up so that this time we do not end up in a bubble.
Noted. Addendum communication for in regards to transportation. If beaming, which I'm guessing the information about what beaming is in the diplomatic packet potentially, or no?
Yeah,
That's
it
how-
would describe what it
yeah.
is, but not how it's done, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is a way,
Just-
one of many ways we travel. This is a starship.
Yeah.
This is a transporter pad, you know.
This is a thing we attempted earlier in which our people were transported to your central planet, is what we would like to attempt. If this is a problem, please advise. Just hopefully we don't do something that offends you. This is in line with recovering the vessel. Acknowledged.
Okay, coming back onto the bridge.
It seems the best we could likely get is a shuttlecraft down there, unless that is if you need to be on the ship itself.
No, that was just in case we wanted to get it off under its own power. But we can tractor it and tow it back to base.
I mean, I was entirely fine with tractoring it out of their own system and then proceeding to do transportations to it to verify its
Oh,
integrity.
well,
and
we can do next steps once we've got it off the planet.
Yes.
All right.
Ensign Mila, if you could use the sensors to determine, or use the sensors to help determine its structural integrity so we don't rip it in two while trying to tractor beam it from the surface. It made a crash landing, and everything's depressurized except for one area, so.
Hi, sir.
Reason Science, difficulty 3, assisted by Sensor Science.
Reason Science, difficulty 3.
Yeah, I was confusing Arthur there for a second in the pure text moment there because I'm dead silent for that.
Just like your face cam is just determined expression, furious typing.
Well, I don't do face cam for the Tuesday games, right? So it's just like they were hearing you, and then nothing from me. So it's like something wrong with his mic, because that's happened to me before where I had only my mic or players' mics on.
Fair.
Take 2 momentum and 1 threat for 4 dice.
2 momentum and 3 threats.
No, 2 and 1.
2 and 1. Oh, got the backwards.
She'll use her daring science to reroll.
Yep. One so
Gain
far.
1. Sensor science, yeah. Da Vinci A.
I got it.
Another.
I'm here for a second. I can roll with it. It worked.
He's here for the fun
A
parts.
two.
No.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it rolled, a 1 on the second die. That doesn't count, but...
Structure-wise, it won't fall apart. It's, I believe I called out where it was damaged. But I believe structure wasn't destroyed. It was just damaged.
Yeah.
So it can be
Okay.
hauled. I think there was at least more than one system that was destroyed. I just forget what. I think one of them was sensors, and another was something else. I forget what the other thing is. But it wasn't structure. I don't believe.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, and I wanted to double check.
While the ship is badly
Well.
damaged, its structural integrity seems to be good. Doesn't look like any of the frames were destroyed in any key places. Should hold together well under tractor.
A critical sensor
Thank you,
damage. That's the
Ensign
only thing that
Mila.
was majorly damaged. There we go. It was in the Discord.
Ensign Selak, please maneuver us into position above the stricken vessel and prepare to engage the tractor beams. That'd be a security role, but we don't have a security officer here aside from me.
I can do
Would
it.
you like to do that, Haifa? Yeah.
Because I have a milestone for this. I think.
Control security, difficulty 2, assisted by weapon security.
I'm gonna spend 3 momentum.
That was the ship ahead of time. It didn't do anything. If that roll showed up.
It didn't, but we'll take your word on it. 2 generated. It will appear about 5 to 10 minutes from now.
I'm going to stop pressing buttons.
That's what happened with your challenge diet roll earlier. It was like, and all of a sudden I'm doing my text things like, challenge diet, what? Oh, that's from earlier. Yes, you're able to get a tractor lock on the first light.
All right, Ensign Selak, please start moving us out of the system.
There it goes.
At half impulse, and Ensign Selak, half impulse until the vessel is clear of the planet, and then full impulse until we are clear of the system.
This is Captain Thralic to Centurion Ryloff. Come to my red room, please.
Yes, Captain. Haifa has the bridge.
And that really cool chair.
Yeah, Sayrana kind of swivels around and says, "So, how's it feel to be in the big chair?"
Well, as Haifa takes a long drag of a dope stick. They say power
so
corrupts, and supreme power corrupts supremely.
Absolute power.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. There, I knew it was something like that.
Supreme power corrupts supremely. I want Haifa to have said that instead, though. It's better.
Yeah, sorry.
Just
I heard
misquoted
it
in
the
the
original trill.
She kind of, Sayrana's lights like flicker several times in the motion that conveys confusion, and she just kind of rotates the chair back around and starts looking at her console and says, "Okay then."
Well, time the ready room door.
Don't get swept off your feet, Commander. Trust me, it's not as fun as it sounds.
That is, get out of here, you.
I am acutely aware of the difficulties of walking on stubs after having them removed, feet removed accidentally in Simula. Because
You're floating. You weren't walking.
Haifa did that.
Yes, Insight Security difficulty 5 for Ryloff.
Oh,
There's a bomb on the door.
I've done that at least once.
yeah. To
Yeah.
Rylov.
In the Klingon.
There was
Yeah.
a
Also in the
bomb
Klingon
on
game.
my bed when I was playing Asa. I don't know if we ever found who was the person who put that bomb there.
Still
No.
on the ship.
No, they're not, 'cause that was the
Rasa.
Achilles, and then so much stuff happened. They tried to blow up the entire senior staff.
Yeah, it was Rasa.
Not everything's Ross's fault. Just most things.
What is the role in relation to it? In terms of entering the room, or like a conversation that's going on?
The conversation you just finished with the unknown contact.
Okay.
You're just thinking about it as you're waiting outside of Tharlek's office for a second.
Wary as a trait? Question mark.
Yeah.
Wary as a talent? Concerned? Question mark.
I would say so. Bringing the difficulty back up to 5 due to something the other side has.
Charming. I'm trying to remember what's on my sheet blind because my sheet has also now decided to not load, or it had to close, and now it's not loading because the internet's gone.
Stretch out with your feelings. Wait, wrong game.
That is indeed the wrong game. Trying to get this to I'm currently hotspotting my phone to my computer in the world's most janky setup. Would precautions as a focus?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay. Would you say any of his focuses, given I can't look at them to jog my own memory right now?
Investigative
I
techniques at
normally
a
wouldn't ask
complication.
that question. Okay. Sorry, I normally wouldn't ask you that question. It's just like,
I know. I'm gonna take it out on you later, that's all.
oh, I look forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Am I getting dinner first?
I suppose.
Okay. Please tell me that worked. Okay.
I'm not gonna cheap out on dinner. I'm not that kind of date. I mean, if I'm getting it, I'm getting it.
No, the hotspot.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yes. Okay, it is working. It's loading the sheets slowly. It's just priceless internet connection. Okay, we'll just wing it then. So we'll give you 4 threat and spend the 2 momentum, which will give me a reroll from bold security, and I have a reroll from wary, and 5 dice. And if you could roll that. And the complication up by 1 for the focus to be used. That was 4, sir.
Oh, for some reason I thought I got a free die. Wait, no, I thought you spent
No,
this for something.
wary's a reroll.
There, I rolled 5.
Okay, so there's 2 complications, and I have 2 rerolls. So let's do those. Oh my god, are you kidding me? So we've currently hit it, but we have a complication.
Yeah.
I do have Legion of Honor
Okay.
to remove complication.
Thus you shall. And the scene ends with you realizing that... Well, I'll tell you in tech. As we go to a new scene. We are on ticking time, so last scene. Oops, wrong system. Definitely the wrong system.
I was about to be like, that's not amazing.
We cut over back to Halanak Station, where Kovic had left the company of Serpentia and was off on his own investigations. Somewhat of a flashback to what he was doing during those few days.
All right.
So what would be the next step in Kovic's plan?
Gather my Romulans.
One you have?
Yeah, I'll gather up
You
Talara,
want him to.
then head over to. Does Roll still got an office down the hall from me in the main security station?
With your permission, they'd like to stay there, but they do get their own like liaison office that they can be waiting in. But they figured,
Sure, they could stay there.
I'd rather
I'll,
The
closer to
liaison
the
office was delightfully placed right next to Rylov's, and he's so happy about it.
Yeah, so's
I'll
Roll.
grab my. I'll grab my my notepad. Like Kovic actually carries like a physical notepad and pen and stylus, and I'll scratch on it.
How retro.
He's kind of a retro guy, also. Or no, when occasions like this come up, and I will write on it. Secure my office for private talk, and show it to both Roll and Talara.
Say again, sorry.
Just writing on an actual physical piece of paper, need to secure office for private conversations.
Roll just kind of nods at you.
Yeah, Talara will slightly nod. And we're currently in Rule's office. Are we securing that? She's not asking the questions. It's more like are people's actions saying we're securing
my
this
office,
room or your room?
my office.
Your room. Okay.
My office, yeah.
Good. Okay.
The one right now.
She's more happy to touch things in your office than his office.
That's fair.
Because in his office, he could make that a crime if he chose to. Yeah, no, she'll press things.
Call control plus security difficulty 2. Assisted by stations, computers plus security. And Roll will assist if people don't mind him assisting.
Nah, that's why I got him.
Yeah, that's why he got him, and Talara's working for Kovic, so honor dictates she will have to work with her enemy. That is how that one works.
There's some madness to my method.
Yeah, we'll make it use a threat. This is a science roll. What do you want about? And I have a focus. I have done the reading on counter surveillance measures or counterintelligence measures, or many different things actually.
Szechuan cooking.
Yeah, and then we'll just give you a threat as well. Just roll an extra die on that, and
Roll gives a hit.
okay. Well, she's got to reroll. There we go.
We're not seeing your rolls.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah, it's just it's slowly loading. There it goes.
There it goes.
I was about to be like, damn, these are really good rolls again.
6 off 2, so you generate 4. The rooms is secure, and Roll confirms that everything seems to be... The only people who can hear this conversation are the 3 of you in this room.
And if we ever need to increase the difficulty of that, I can give you a threat and make that more difficult to have people hear us.
Yeah.
Under Guile and Cunning.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Which I could do that now or later if you'd like.
It's good here. You don't have to spend it yet.
Okay.
Thank you both. There's a reason I had you two take care of that rather than seeing to it myself. I believe that there is a mole of some sort in the station. I don't know whether it's from FIS side or Starfleet side, but I think, judging on how the safe house that we had our late guest stationed in, that somebody has way too much information and is being way too free with giving it out, and may well be directing the various attempts on Sapentia's life. Oddly enough, you two are the closest things to people I can trust with this. So the three of us are going to find out, if we can, who among
ironic.
the rest of the people on this station are trying to kill this woman and subvert our security. And I figure between the two of you, if either of you happen to be involved, the other will take care of that, or at least alert me to it.
Do you have a dossier on the attacks and intelligence you have so far?
And I will send over a pad with the info.
Roll looks it over. This is a roll of reason plus, because incomplete information. Reason plus security. Insight plus security. Difficulty is 4. Not assisted by the station because you're trying to hide it from the station, basically. Roll can roll for this and be assisted, or roll can assist Talora.
Kovic's rolling a 15.
One moment, I'll be right back.
He'll be right back.
What's Talora's in? Oh, can you pull up Talora's sheet?
Yes, I can. I'm currently hotspotted to my phone, so it's going to be a little bit slower because wireless is still not great up here. But her security is a 13. Her science would be a 15. She has 2 determinations. But at the same time, having you roll and spend your determination could be great for the whole getting a determination on the player character thing.
I've already spent mine for the episode.
Oh, you have? Never mind. I should make her stress check not be half full. That is not how it is right now. She was not shot today. But yes, she does have 2 determinations, and with a spend of 2 momentum, because we have that, it can be a science roll for her again. And that gives her a focus, because that's what the ability does.
On the
Such
flip
a good ability.
With a 15 and a metal, Kovic can double his crit range. So 10 or less, he'd be popping 2 successes.
That's also good. That is, I think half depends on if Kovic is rolling on this or if it's a similar thing to the Romulans are recognizing something. We'll find out when he comes back.
Yep.
I think that's probably the major deciding factor there on if it's you or someone else.
Yeah.
God, you have such a colorful variety of people in your prison.
Back.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, that seems so unsurprising for a space prison, given the sheer number of different types of people lined up on the station. There's so many different ways to commit crime here.
Well, and the Ulan's actually not there anymore. He's in theoretically a safe house, but we've seen how that's worked out.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're taking me to a
He's-
safe house? Well, it's theoretically safe.
You might want
Theoretically,
to double check that one again. Yeah.
The
I
last
believe-
time 6 people got murdered at it, but it's okay. It's fine.
I mean, they were attackers, not even the defenders. So hey,
I'm not to tell them that.
Ending roll.
yeah. Who's doing it depends on if this is a Romulan specific role or if Kovic can lead it.
Kovic can lead it.
There we go.
Okay, so and I will spend the Silver Star of Harmony to double my focus range for security. So 10 or less is a crit. And then I don't think this will fit, but I'll pitch it anyway. Hard-boiled detective for trait.
I'll take it. There's a certain level of
Okay.
cynicism is required here.
I
Down
mean,
to
you're
3.
cynical of your entire department, so you're trusting two more or less outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems pretty
Investigative
hard-boiled
techniques.
to me.
Investigative techniques,
investigative
yes.
Okay. That's cool. All right. And then I will give you 4 momentum and 2 threat for a full mit. Right. What difficulty?
Wow, Mila, you're here?
Oh, sorry, I hadn't switched her back. And I think you said people could assist.
I am guessing
Oops, sorry,
analysis or surveillance might be appropriate as focuses.
Analysis, yeah. I already rolled. I forgot. I already rolled earlier. But yeah, rule
It's
adds
a 5
1.
anyway.
Yeah, same roll.
Oh. I have pressed the button. We'll find out when it shows up. There it is. I think it's just a 1 success, but
3, 4, 5.
So that's
success.
okay. And I will use the League of Harmony to quash ignore single complication suffered.
One of
Legion
yours
of
was
Honor.
a crit, Kovic.
So it
your
was.
You have a 10.
Yep.
additional. Bing.
So 6 total.
Well, there's only so many. From what you're telling us, Harmonizer, there's only so many people that could do this. And the sort of institutions... I can tell you that the Tal Shiar is making no motions against this Sapentia. We do have a file on this person, but I have no... There's no active mission at present. If anything, last I checked, they're in good standing with us. And then he looks over at Talora. I imagine, and you'd have to check with your liaison, but I presume the Star Navy doesn't have a warrant on her.
I don't see any reason why they would. If they do, it's not something I know of, just as I believe if there's an operation your people are taking, you don't know of it. Lovely.
Plus, I don't think either of us would trust Klingons with this, frankly. We'd use someone else, anyone else. But then you said that various weapons and access to various information. They have an
Poor
insider with
imitations of Starfleet uniforms.
poor imitation of Starfleet uniforms. So they have an in with Starfleet, but not a huge one, just a tiny foot in the door. That would
And
require...
all of their
That would be something a syndicate would be able to achieve with enough money spent toward it.
and
And Kovic, when
operatives thus far.
and Kovic, when he says the word
Go
syndicate,
ahead.
when he says the word syndicate, it clicks in Orion Syndicate specifically. Although you know that the most powerful one in the region, Queen Benezia, I always get her name wrong, Queen Benezia, that's what I keep saying. She is currently in custody.
Ezreal, isn't it?
Ezreal, yes. She was taken into custody and is now currently and it is now like already being shipped off. So she's out of the picture, like for certain. That doesn't mean the syndicate is completely out of the picture, and that would explain why their impact isn't as strong, because they're using very distant assets rather than very close, like lieutenants or capos, that sort of thing. They're using little bits at a time. So this feels like the long arm of the Orion Syndicate reaching just barely at something they want. That said, the other part that you're able to clue in on is that the Starfleet influence would have to be someone in the Admiralty staff. That's the only person to be able to do all this without drawing Starfleet attention, without the Da Vinci knowing, without anyone else in the Starfleet knowing, without you knowing. Because if anyone does anything in the Harmonizer office, it is very difficult. The Orion Syndicate has very minimal influence. Like, you're one of the few Federation species in the entire Harmonizer division. Like, you're like Kovac is an exception to the rule.
That would explain the one Orion you have in custody.
And when you say Admiralty staff, are you talking about Penn's staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be someone. It's not just the Starfleet staff as a whole. It has to be his personal staff, because they'd have the most high level access, and they could shut the rest of the Starfleet people out, and they wouldn't know anything about it, because admirals aren't required to report their subordinates.
All right. And that tells us where our investigation begins and whose lives and various doings and toings and froings in the station and in the computer systems the three of us have to start digging into.
I'm perfectly willing to do so, but I will need a permission from your office.
Kovac grins, reaches into his desk, and slides to each of them a little holographic projector that has like a clip on it. Well, I guess it's a good thing that I'm hereby making you deputy harmonizers for the extent of the emergency, or until I decide to de-deputize you.
I'm feeling like this has happened to me before. Says roll as they take the badge.
So we'll pick up her. I'm presuming that this happening is itself a secret.
I mean, don't flash the badge unless you need to, but they
of
have the
course.
clearances you'll need. And if anybody gets up in your grill, they might come in handy.
I will endeavor to inform you of any tasks I undertake in the efforts of this investigation.
And it is with that, as Roll is pocketing secreting the badge into his jacket, and you and Tal are speaking. You get an alert at your desk that the station is currently on a security alert. And if I can get the thing in front of me in a timely manner, that'd be awesome. There we go. You are informed as station security that Starfleet Security has instituted a security alert and has ordered that the level 6, the Starfleet partnership levels, are to be locked down until further investigation is resolved. A Starfleet security representative will be coming to your location, as well as the Starship Da Vinci is going to be recalled to secure station. You are advised to take all security protocols necessary to ensure safety of surrounding levels. Cooperation would be appreciated, etc., etc., etc.
Ooh, that sounds like someone's making a move.
I think our jobs just became both a lot harder and a lot more urgent.
And with that, that will be the end of today's episode, as the Da Vinci is starting to impulse its way out of the star system with its strange encounter with the unknown species on the planet and a small freighter in tow. Meanwhile, on Halanak Station, a good chunk of Halanak Station has been locked down, but it seems that the Harmonizer and his deputies will have a lot to look into soon. We'll find out what happens next time. For all of you watching, thank you very much for watching. For all of you playing, thank you very much for playing. I hope to see you all again next time. Well, at least I didn't have to do a big space battle without the captain, so that worked out.
See, the
Oh,
movie
you're
poster
all
is
fair for sure.
Kovic in a trench coat with a cigarette and a sly grin, and Talara and Rule on either side